All right, what's up?
What top? I'm gonna just go with the flow. I don't know why I'm.
Welcome to Text with My Ex, the nosiest podcast on Mark Zuckerberg's internet. It's your man J Roc, the devil on your shoulder. I got my co-host in the building. We got Draya to my left. What up, Draya?
Big Draya, the Black Dr. Phil.
Okay, and we got Nita on my right. Nita.
What's going on, guys? It's Nita, never the problem.
Nita's never the problem, y'all. Text with My Ex. This is the podcast where we're gonna dive deep into other people's business. We're gonna bring a guest to you every week. We're gonna talk about a failed relationship. We're gonna try to figure out what happened in the relationship. We're gonna see if we can learn from it and build on it. You know what I'm saying? So this week we got Tiara on the show. What's up, Tiara?
Hey, what's up?
We knew her name because she got Tiara brand on the show. What's the Tiara brand about?
So my brand is about I sell totes and hoe bags.
Hoe bags. I love a good hoe bag.
Well, my tote is a hoe bag, and then I sell a duffel bag.
Only thing better than a good hoe bag is a good hoe. So tell me this, Tiara. What made you start making hoe bags?
I guess it just came from just
hoeing.
No. Everybody, everyone can relate. Like, you gotta just spend a night bag for whatever reason. Like a gym bag, you can use it for whatever. I mean, and that's typically what the name hoe bag is. Basically, it don't necessarily mean that you a hoe, but
if you are, that's okay.
But if you are,
and take
that's
your bag
okay.
with
I
you.
got a bag for you.
Period.
Well, she
What's
leave
up?
the bag at the house because she ain't staying the night at my house.
Better a prepared hoe than a non-prepared hoe anyway.
True story, because I got some,
You don't want her to brush your teeth, Jason?
No, I got
Nothing,
some
like
extra
freshen up a
I
little
got
bit.
toothbrushes, you know what I'm saying?
He said, come as you are.
Yeah, we got
Come
you.
as you
Don't
are,
worry
like
about it.
Sunday service.
But also
Okay.
be prepared to take your ass home.
Got you, okay.
So tell me this.
Spending the night.
What you say, Nita?
No spending the night.
Man, no, go home.
Yeah, I'm going home.
You'll be much more comfortable in your own.
Very comfortable. I ain't spending the night.
So we was talking about something. Nita, tell me how long you think what's her name? Lori Harvey got with Damson before she dropped him off.
Let's see. Summer's approaching in the next 2 months, so maybe like July.
Oh, that's a long
No,
time.
her birthday is like what, December, January. She for sure gonna get that birthday trip out of him, like she does everybody
She's gonna have
else.
something
so.
else secured by then.
But she tripping already, ain't they?
Yeah.
But every year on her birthday, like she always, whoever she with, like they do a whole trip with her family for her birthday, and they usually foot the bill. I remember Future told us this, so
Oh shit, I could take her to Toledo.
nope, that's not gonna work.
All right, let's get into it, man. The reason we here today, Tiara, what's up, man? What's up? So what you doing right now? You in a relationship right now?
Or still healing from the one we're gonna talk about today.
I'm not still healing for the one we're gonna talk about today.
So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean we cool. We're not
So
friends,
we're about to deep dive.
But
You said y'all cool, but y'all not friends.
no. We're not
If you see him in public, would you say hi?
Yeah. No, the hate part is no. That's been gone.
So what happened? How did y'all meet? How did this start?
How did we meet? We met at a club actually.
$2 Tuesdays.
Taco and
No,
tequila
it was actually
Tuesdays?
somebody's birthday and he was performing there.
When was this? Was this pre-COVID?
No, this was a long time ago.
So pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. That's pre-COVID.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm trying to think the year.
You ain't gotta give us
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So y'all met. He was performing. So you was looking at him with the googly eyes while he was on stage. Did he bring you up on stage?
No, I didn't.
Did you throw your panties on stage?
No, I did not.
You just gave him that eye, like, yeah, you the one.
I don't really remember. It was a
So
long
what
time
type
ago.
of artist is he?
Singer?
Okay. Oh.
Singer, not a rapper.
No, not a rapper.
Okay.
So who pursued who? How did y'all?
He pursued me.
I'm confused. So how did you get from like being in the audience watching him to dating him?
After he got off the stage, he walked up to me and
Okay.
introduced himself.
So y'all had eye contact on stage? What's going
yeah.
on? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
He was singing to you?
I guess not really. I mean, our eyes connected, and I liked what I seen, and I guess he liked what he seen. So when he was done,
Clearly.
So hold on. So is this one of them artists where it's like we know a song, or is this an artist like, boy, you need to get that shit up and go get a job?
Nah, you know the song.
Well, you know the song. Okay, we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna leave it right there.
I mean,
So then
if you
what
know,
happened?
you know. It didn't happen.
What happened good? Like how did it go from you seeing him
Oh,
at
it's
the
red
show?
flags from the start. So
Damn.
You saw red flags from the start,
yeah.
And you decided
and
to
you
pursue
kept going anyway.
Yeah, young and dumb.
So what were you thinking? Was you just like, I'm gonna have fun, or were you like, maybe this will change? Like, what made you see those red flags and continue going on?
Just being stupid, basically. I guess.
So-
I mean, I liked them, so I just.
But that's
What
what I
the
want.
fuck?
I want to talk about. Like, what did you like? You know, you jumping straight to the red flags.
I mean, it was. I liked how he looked, so it was like me and being shallow. I
It was
guess.
just-
It
Was there a
Physical
monetary
attraction.
gain here?
we just go at cover straight. No, if I'm being honest.
He was
no.
a broke singer.
So he's a
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just, oh god.
Speak your truth, sis.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, are you asking me, did he give me money? Like, did I?
Yeah, if he was a singer that we know, I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't say like he bought me a car and a house and stuff like that, but he did what he did.
So what was your first date? Let's go there. Let's start there. Let's establish the good things about this
Yeah.
Our
relationship. before
first
we get
date,
too
we went
low.
to a gun range.
Okay.
So
How was it?
Fun. It was fun. We had a good time. I mean, the relationship, you know what? I'm going to start by saying that when the bad was bad, but the good outweighed the bad, but the bad was just.
Okay,
So
so
tell us
tell
more of the
us the
good.
good.
So the good was, like we had really good times together. And,
Ma'am,
How
did you
long
like
was
this
y'all
man?
yeah.
Because did you like him?
it's hard to talk about it because it's like, it's traumatic. I don't
That's
know.
true.
Well, give us the
It's
good part.
not gonna be traumatic.
That's all I can think about. But,
Do you have children together?
no, we did not. We did not.
How long were you guys together?
5.5 years.
Ooh.
That's a lot.
Girl, you can't tell us no good things, and you got 5.5 years.
Because the bad was
It
bad.
was like gun range, bad.
Like you need to like try to
Listen.
bring us in and let us see what you saw in him.
Like in the beginning, it was perfect. You know, he was really nice, respectful. I felt that he was genuine, and I feel like overall he was, but you know, he was just, I guess, caught up in yeah, and then
Was there anything about him that was different from other people that you dated? Like anything that made him stand out?
not really. He was just my type at the time.
So just physical attraction, that's it.
Yeah.
So you were very shallow.
In the beginning, you said I'm what?
I said, I'm asking actually. You're a very shallow person.
I mean, at that time in my life, yeah.
I feel like if this relationship was 5 years, you got to give us something. Like I know the bad was bad, but you got to give us something. Like,
I mean, as far as the good,
Yeah.
But, like make us like the relationship. Shit.
we know the
Y'all
bad.
just
We
thought
know
each
the
other
bad
was
is
cute.
bad,
Y'all
but
went to
like
kindergarten, like.
no. I mean,
So what about? Was there any like vacations, y'all?
no.
Was
No
this a
vacation.
monogamous relationship? Like,
No.
okay with it?
Was it?
I mean,
Open-
I was
open
no,
monogamous?
and
Were
definitely
you
was not.
monogamous and he wasn't? Like,
Yes, I was monogamous. He wasn't.
So is that where the bad started?
Yeah.
Okay.
So did y'all discuss like, okay, we're gonna be in a relationship and this is gonna be?
I mean, it didn't start off in the beginning like that, but it ended up being,
Let's go to
Well, if you-
Let's go to Did you guys agree and have a conversation and say we are in a relationship together? Did that ever happen, or did y'all just go with the flow and it became a relationship?
It was more so go with the flow,
Yeah.
and it became a relationship. But it was a.
Red flag.
But it was.
Jason has taught us if there is no mutual conversation where you both touch hands and agree, there's no relationship.
I mean, but that's how it started. I mean, then it ended. It was a relationship. It was a
So
conversation.
it's kind of started off as like a situationship, and it just.
I wouldn't call it a situationship in the beginning.
Okay. So
How
y'all
it
wasn't
started.
dating, y'all just thought each other was
We
cute.
started dating. So basically, what happened was when I met him shortly after he moved out of
Okay.
state.
Okay.
So like we met in October. He moved New Year's Eve. So
what you do then?
you know what? My stupid ass moved to Atlanta.
Here we go.
Hear me
Not
out.
cross country.
Hear me out. I moved because I went to school.
Okay.
And I mean, him living there made it easy for me to pick to go to school there. But it wasn't. I didn't move there because of him.
So hold on. So right now there was no financial gain. She really can't tell us what she liked about him. All she knows is he was fine.
That's it.
3 months later, she moved across country.
It was
Dog had to be laying some pipe.
It wasn't 3 months later I moved to Atlanta.
So dog was laying pipe. He was laying pipe.
I mean,
Had to.
Had to be.
Please say yes. Please say yes.
We don't know if you even like this man.
Please.
There was no money.
I do like. I mean, yeah.
Just say hell yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Amish plumber, huh? Dog
So
laying pipe the old
we haven't
fashioned
really
way.
gotten too many good. I'm guessing we're just not gonna get that. So what was the first red flag?
Oh gosh.
Too many, huh?
Let's try the first one.
So the very first red flag was he invited me to come to one of his shows.
Is this in Atlanta?
No, this was here. He came back
Wait,
home.
so there was red flags before you moved?
Mm-hmm. I feel like you're judging me.
No judgment.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling my business.
Can't believe it into the microphone.
It's okay. We've all had dumb moments.
Oh my god,
this is your moment.
I was young, so disclaimer. So after the show, he asked me to come. He had a room, and I came, and
We know.
so 2 girls was in the lobby.
Do you feel like it was an issue for the ladies to be in the lobby speaking to him? They probably were familiar with them as well.
I mean, I didn't ask no questions. That's why I didn't really. But for me, it was
This was the red flag.
Yeah, I'm
him talking to fans in the lobby.
no. It wasn't fans. It was. I mean, I don't know who they were. I didn't ask, but for me, it was because I feel like if I'm inviting you somewhere, it's not gonna be other men or another man there to make you even feel a certain type of way. So obviously, me seeing that, I just, I didn't say nothing, but I felt. Yeah. So I don't know what the case may be. I don't know if it was good or bad, but when I walked up, it just it didn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a problem.
So hold on now. I know I'm on this show with 3 women right now, but fellas, I got y'all, man. Listen, we not about to act like you ain't do no wrong in this relationship too. Come on now. Tell us what you did too. No, don't just put it on the dog.
I was doing crazy things, but it wasn't. It was
It was
in reaction to the shit he was doing. So I broke into his apartment.
You broke into
What?
Hold
So
on.
he had a gated.
Larceny?
He had a gated. He lived in a. I didn't jump the gate, so I waited until somebody came out,
She's a classic
and I
And
I hurried up. I hurried up and drove my car into the gate.
So you follow the car. You get into the complex.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the door. He not there. What happens?
Somebody that I knew found out that he was messing with answered the door.
Ooh.
What was that interaction? She answered the door. What happened?
I mean, it wasn't hostile because she knew who I was. That was my first introduction to who she was.
Okay.
So
That's
you said
what
like, "Hi, is my man here?" Like, what did you say?
I said, I was about to say his name. I said, I asked where he was at. I don't know if I asked who she was or not, but she was like, he's not here.
Did you enter?
Mm-mm.
So she just said he not here, and you did what?
I left.
So listen, I gotta ask. So listen, because we still don't know why you like this man. Why did you not leave at this point? Like, why did you continue the relationship with this man?
I ask myself that all the time.
Like, what was going through your 20-year-old head that
Just
said
stupid?
Amish plumber.
No.
Laying pipe the old-fashioned way.
How? Okay, so we gotta ask how much of a part did sex play into this?
At some point it played maybe half. But I mean, as the relationship grew, like it wasn't so much about sex. I mean, sex play a part in relationships, but that wasn't the reason I stayed.
But do you think it was a reason that you were as invested as you were?
Probably so. And then I'm not saying, because I know it's a lot of mature early 20 people, but I was just crazy in love, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, at 21, you really don't know what you're looking for out of a relationship.
And then
really.
Actually, was I 21 or 20?
I don't really think it's knowing what you want out of a relationship. It's just having standards for yourself and respect to say, this is not something I want to put up with. Like, I don't like how this person makes me feel.
Yeah, but at the time, I was figuring it. Like, I didn't know what I know now. Obviously, I would never, be with somebody like that. And that what I put up in my 20s is I'm not tolerating. I'm almost 40, and that's what I was saying. Like, at the time, if this person has made you feel better than anybody else has made you feel
but that could be the worst of the best. Like, it doesn't mean
absolutely.
Like somebody cheating on you. Even at 20, my 10-year-old daughter would tell you, like, people cheating on you, like that they're violating your trust.
But at the same time, you gotta understand, people chase a high. If that high was the highest she's ever been, he introduced her to, she's gonna keep chasing that high. She's gonna remember that. Like, I mean, just like, crack ain't good for you, but when crack gets you high, what you gonna do? You gonna keep chasing that crack high. She was chasing the high that he gave her.
Maybe I just never had the
crack.
Sex
I
never had the crack or the sex. Because no, absolutely not. No.
But anyway, okay. So talk to us about the demise. Like, when does this relationship start to fail for you?
The baby.
How did he tell you about the baby? Like,
he didn't. I found the baby book that he hid.
So he gave you little hints, but he never said, "Hey, I have this baby."
No.
How old was the baby?
He told me he wasn't going to tell me.
Hold on, what kind of fucking baby book? What?
the memory book.
When they first come out, and they have
I think what to expect when you expect it.
Oh, dog was doing research.
Oh wow.
He's a good dad.
No,
we gotta give him that. He's a good dad. We gotta give him that.
Pause. It wasn't his book. It was the baby mama's book that she left there.
So did you live with him? Who stayed with this man?
I mean, at some point, we lived together, but it wasn't
right. Who lived together?
No. The baby mama didn't.
So was the baby mama the girl that answered the door, or the girl at the other apartment?
No, this a total different girl. Girl, it's been a lot of.
She got the O's.
It's a lot of. That was just.
So you can tell us about the baby situation when you actually decided I'm going to leave and you had to confront him about this baby. Did he take accountability or did he?
So when I found the baby book, of course, I mean, how do you explain you having a baby book?
This isn't mine.
And then at that point he couldn't really. One thing I will say about him is I found things out. He didn't lie about it. But he still, I mean, what man is going to tell you the truth? Like, this is what I'm doing when he's making you think that he's being faithful to you. And
he couldn't make you think he was being faithful to him.
I mean, at some point,
we didn't think he was being faithful. I mean, just listen to the story.
But what I'm saying is, at some point, obviously, it didn't take long for me to realize, okay, this is just, he's not going to be faithful. But what I'm saying is, of course, men lie. They're going to make you believe things that you probably, but at the time I did believe them. But I mean, as I got older and grew and got wiser and experienced the relationship, I was like, he's just gonna do what he want to do. And at the time, I just decided to put up with it, unfortunately.
So how did this start falling apart? Okay, you found out about the baby, and then what happened?
Me and the baby mama, we fought, ended up fighting.
Now wait a minute. How do we go from the book to fighting? How did you even know about this girl? How did y'all find out about each other? How did you find out?
So all of the women knew about me. He told all of the women he was dealing with about me. Obviously, I didn't know anything about any of the women until the one that answered the door in Atlanta. She called my phone.
And said what?
And
Jason, a homegirl.
it was so crazy. And so he was mad at me because I didn't hang up on her. But it's like, why does she even know my number? Like, she went to your phone and called me. Why did she feel the need to call me?
So
like, what did we have to talk about? Everything. She told me everything.
So
she told you about the baby?
Yeah.
No. This is somebody totally different.
But this was still year 3 though, right?
So
this is rewind.
So the baby, this came after. This was before the baby.
So he still had all you guys. He still was talking to all you ladies.
And whoever else he was dealing with.
Okay, so what was the conversation between you and the girl? Like, what tea did she spill to you?
She just told me how they met, how old she was, what she did for him.
What'd she do?
So she was older.
Okay.
So when I told y'all that he was, so the reason I know he was messing with somebody that lived in the back of him is because she told me.
So she knew about all the women.
So I don't know if she found out or he told her. I didn't ask. I didn't want to know. But she was saying like, yeah, he drives my car. She told me what kind of car she had and all the money she's.
That's why it was no monetary gain. I don't think he had it. Why was he driving her car?
Because he didn't have a car.
Did he ever pick you up in her car?
No. Well,
he picked up the other hoes. He was taking other hoes out in the car.
Oh.
Did he ever drive your car?
Oh,
Tiara, so messy.
Killing us. What?
She said I was one of the mamas too.
Oh God.
It's okay. That is be behind you. It's okay.
I mean, we can talk about it. I don't care now. I mean,
it
is what it is. I mean, it was. It's really bad. It was very bad. But I lived through it, so it was worse.
And now you got your whole bags.
Yeah.
So when did it get to its worst? Like, when was you like, you know what, this shit is over. I'm finished with this shit.
Probably the second fight with his baby mama.
How
Who won
did y'all
the first
fight
fight?
the first time?
Where did these fights take place? How did they transpire?
So
Who
one
won?
of the fights was at his mom's house, and the second fight was at his house.
Did his mama jump in and help you?
Nah, his mama wasn't there.
So how did y'all
So
both
why are
end
y'all
up
at the mom's house?
I can't remember why we was.
Was it like a barbecue, a holiday, or something?
Remember.
He brought you as his girlfriend, and then the baby mom was there with the child.
I think the baby mom was picking up the baby.
Hey, producer, cut everybody mics off because they skipping. Who won?
I didn't lose, so.
Yeah, that's what
Either
people say.
fight,
They
like
lost.
the first one and the second fight.
So the second fight was just funny. She brung somebody. So
they jumped.
So y'all was like, y'all planned to meet up to fight? He was like, bitch, pull up.
No. So the second time
They obviously was pulling up before.
So the second time she was bringing the baby some formula or something, and I answered the door, and I guess that triggered her, and she was.
Wait, so he lives with his mom?
No, this is at his house. The first fight was at his mom's house.
So
the second
you was like a stepmama.
I mean, I could like so.
You were a stepmama, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, but
I'm
I'm about to say. So in the beginning, of course, I was devastated, but I feel like I already knew so long before the baby even got here. I was numb. So when I found out, I didn't cry. I just was like,
listen, you got to be a strong woman to be a stepmama to a cheat baby.
That's what his sister said.
Strong,
his
man.
sister, she couldn't believe I stayed with him. But anywho, when she was born, it was like, okay, if I'm gonna stay with him, it was like when I seen her for the first time, it was like, how can I love this man and don't accept his child? It was just like I fell in love with her. So
Easy.
I mean, it's easy said than done, but when you in that situation, it's hard. I don't have kids, so I love kids, so I stayed. So
was
it's
that
like
his first child?
Yeah.
So that you saying you love children, but that didn't make you feel some kind of way?
Of course it made me feel some type of way.
So you said you didn't lose the first fight. What about the second one?
She got jumped.
It wasn't really so much of a jump. I mean, at some point he came downstairs when he found out what was going on. But
what did he do during the first fight? Like, was he?
He tried to break it up.
Was he like trying to break it up, or was he, no, he like, whoa, hey.
No, it wasn't like he was into like the fact that
who
we
did he hold back? I'm nosy.
It was me.
He held you back.
What was the
That
beef
would've been a
though? Like,
problem.
why did y'all have?
She didn't like me.
But she knew about you already.
Yeah, but I didn't know about her, so I didn't understand it either.
She thought having that baby was gonna make you disappear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he was telling her stuff, so that would make her
Y'all
feel.
have jumped him.
I was as soon as he would grab me, I would be like, "Bing."
Yeah, because I ended up having a conversation with her too, and it was just like, in a sense, it's like
After
I'm just
the fights.
Yeah, we became, I wouldn't say cool, but
Cordial.
we was cordial. And I just was like, because at that point when I had that conversation with her, I really felt bad. At that point I didn't feel bad for myself because I had mentally already checked out the relationship. I was just waiting for my exit. So I felt like when I spoke to her, it was very genuine. And we talked, and I just was like, and she was just telling me basically like, yeah, he told me X, Y, and Z. So that's kind of she took on what he was telling her, which was lies. So in her mind, I'm crazy, I'm this, I'm that.
Sounds like y'all both was a little crazy.
I mean, I was definitely crazy at that time.
Why couldn't y'all just all be on the same team though?
Yeah. No.
I mean, you would think. I kept finding
honest,
out about.
Yeah, if he was
well,
honest.
I know when I say honest, it's not like he's openly telling me.
Yeah.
I'm finding out, and he just didn't lie about it. So,
because I mean, if you were going to accept the baby anyway, he could have told you, "Hey, she's 6 months pregnant. We about to be a family." Because you stayed with him anyway, so it wasn't a reason for him to lie.
I mean, why do people lie?
And how did you feel? Like, I just can't imagine. Like when you went to sleep at night, knowing that the man that you're in a relationship with had unprotected sex with somebody else and gave her a baby, how did that make you feel?
To be honest, I was like, better her than me.
But you're still with him.
I know, but at that point, it was just emotional attachment, like a safety blanket, because I was already checked out because what he did prior to the relationship ending. It was just, for me, that was just a low blow. It was just
to make the relationship end.
Yeah, tell us about your exit. Like,
oh God, I'm about to cry. Oh, that's my dad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And he wasn't there.
Oh shit.
he wasn't there for you. Like how? Like was he not?
Like emotionally,
He just wasn't present. No compassion, no sympathy.
No. Like the day I told him, like the conversation with the neighbor was more important to me. Like I woke up to my dead body, so I was traumatized, and
he was just a pedestrian, like nothing happened.
The day of my dad's funeral, he went out of town.
Oh wow. You know, if you want to ride out, I'm feeling triggered.
We're not revengeful, but we can be. So.
It took a lot. I hated him for a very long time, and
especially considering
I healed because he acknowledged the shit he put me through, and especially that situation. Like he apologized like multiple times because there was other things that was going on with my family, and he kind of like threw it in my face like to hurt me.
So he just was digging, like
yeah.
He just was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your exit, was this like a situation where it like gradually faded out, or it was like a come to Jesus? You told him like, look, I can't do this. You gotta get the fuck.
No, it wasn't a come to Jesus. Actually, ironically, the reason we broke up is because he dumped me.
He dumped you?
The nerves.
The audacity.
But you know what? It's so funny because I just seen a meme and I saved it in my phone, but I don't have it right now because I knew I was gonna probably have to reference back to the meme. But I think it says something about insecure men have the nerves to be mad. It's something about cheating. Like it's insane for a man to be insecure and cheat or something to that effect. I don't know, but he was very insecure and he thought that I was messing with one of his friends.
So he broke up with you after a baby, after not supporting you.
Two fights.
Well, I got two babies, but
I actually almost got into a fight with somebody who was messing with on his block.
So when he broke up with you, were you just like, did you try to fight for it, or were you just like, cool? Don't tell me you tried to fight for it. Come on, Tiara, don't let me down.
I didn't try and fight for the relationship. Like for me, somebody believing something that's not true, it just doesn't sit well with me. So at the time, I was just like, I was more so trying to prove to him that, you know, that wasn't something. And then it was just like, it was an insult too. Because it was like, why would I cheat down?
Why would I cheat with your friend?
Exactly.
Wait, his friend was lower
than him?
The friend
was the down? Did the friend have a car?
A real job?
He might have been the upgrade.
No, he did have a car, but it wasn't an upgrade.
It was a 91 Oldsmobile?
I don't remember what kind of car it was, but...
Wait, so had the friend ever approached you?
Or did he just make this all up in his head?
Yeah, he definitely he was a little crazy.
It was just his insecurities was running wild because he knew he fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, it was that was a really intense night situation.
So what did he come to you and say? I would like to know because that is an insult. So I just want to know.
So I was at his house. He had left. His friend came over and they left and went wherever they went, came back. So I was downstairs. And of course, I'm in the home, so I'm comfortable. I don't have, you know, I wasn't naked, but how would I know that you still have company? You know, you didn't acknowledge the heads up or nothing. I'm thinking like, y'all, you know, he left because I only heard his voice when he came back in the house. So I'm downstairs and I don't know what the friend was on. I don't know if he like kind of like was like, damn, she didn't know I was here. So it was like how his house was set up. It's like the front door. Straight ahead is the kitchen and then it's the living room, but it's like you can go through, it's like a circle, it's open. Okay. And so I came downstairs, I'm in the kitchen, so I'm this way. And somehow he was that way. That's why I didn't know anybody was there. Cause I'm like, why is he like sneaking? Like, did he see me and like didn't want to scare me or something type of situation? And so he scared me because he was coming this way. And I was like, what the fuck? And I think I like screamed or something. And then he ran downstairs. And he made up in his mind that, I don't know, like we had just did something or something. Mind you.
They came in together.
Right. But then my ex went upstairs. I didn't know anybody was there because I was in the kitchen. I didn't hear anybody. And so it was just crazy. He was just like, when he came downstairs, he was like, oh, this ain't nothing, or whatever.
He was on the drugs.
I don't know what he was.
This definitely sounds
this,
like
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't understand where is this coming from. Like this, it's not. Yeah.
So that was that, and so once he left or whatever, we went upstairs, and then he just, I guess his man took him somewhere else, and was just like, "It was down there sucking his dick," and da 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 da. I'm just like, what?
It was extreme.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad, and one thing led to another. We started arguing.
Did you fight him?
Yeah.
Good girl.
It was definitely, it was physical. His sister came and
but this was the end. Like after this,
yeah, that was
decided I'm getting out.
That was the end. And
now we all come on, y'all. Let's be real.
Here we go.
We all know like the end ain't really the end. It's always like a little residual after the end. So
it only happened twice.
Oh, Tiara.
So there was a residual after the end. I tell you, it's always residual. After
but
the end.
I mean,
twice is good though. Twice is good. That's not.
And it wasn't like, and the first time after the breakup wasn't immediately at all because I despised him. I was just still in a resentment stage. It wasn't until, I don't think it was a year later. It could have been a year later.
That's a long stretch.
And
so
then,
were y'all in contact during this time, or was it just?
He was torturing me, actually.
What do you mean by torturing you?
So.
He was sending you dick pics?
No, not that type of torture.
Blasphemy?
So, supposedly, another person that he was cheating on me with at the, like, close to the time we broke up, supposedly was pregnant. And he showed me that he was sending me pictures, and I was like, so I'm adding a time up. I was like, that's not your baby. And so he was like, yes, it is. But I think it was more so he was trying to throw it in my face and hurt me. And long story short, it wasn't.
Now, after all this man put you through, what made you want to stay in contact with him? Like, if he hurt you that bad?
It really wasn't contact. I mean, after I kind of got over it, you know, everybody spin the block. and I
No.
did.
And
I mean,
I was-
everybody probably
Incorrect.
don't, but I mean, it is what it is.
Especially if you cause me
It
that much
happened.
emotional trauma. Like, some things are just, we not spinning this block.
Yeah, that's true, but I did, so that's where we at. You guys very judgmental.
I am, because y'all be
Have
telling
you
me
ever
stuff that don't-
experienced?
Y'all
have
be
you,
telling me stuff that don't make sense. And I
have
be
you?
needing to
But it don't
know,
make
like,
sense to you.
I don't-
You didn't live.
But
You didn't
like,
live.
You really just sat here and told us how, like, you were at your lowest. Like, you stood behind this man through baby, through cheating, through
Okay.
everything. And when you needed him, like, at your lowest, he
Yeah.
couldn't be there for you.
And he
Like,
wasn't. But I was
But
20,
she still
21
was
years.
attached. She said
to-
she still was attached. She
Yeah.
couldn't just did that.
Fucking
But if
jive
you never
turkey.
experienced that, you would never relate to what I experienced.
I won't, because if my mate is not there for me at a
But
time
that's
like
you.
that, when I lose a parent, it's
Yeah,
like,
it was
I can't.
fucked up.
I can't. Like, that would hurt me to the core, where it's like, I don't even want to look
But
at
that's
you.
the difference between me and you, though.
You're right, because you here telling your story, and I do not have a story like this to
Yeah.
tell. So
So
And
what
I
do
hope you
think-
never
how do
have
you-
a story like this to
I do
tell.
too.
How do you think? Do you think any of this carried on into your next relationship or relationship after? that?
No, thank God. It didn't. The next relationship after that was actually. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It wasn't nothing like that one.
So how long did it take you from, like, the end of this relationship until you got into another relationship?
A few years.
Years?
Yeah.
And during that time, were you, like, just dating, talking to people? Were
Yeah,
you still,
just-
like, recovering from that relationship, so you didn't want to jump into
I
nothing?
don't feel like the recovery was like a normal recovery because, like I said, I was already mentally.
You were grieving, and were you still grieving at the time?
Absolutely.
Had to be.
Yeah, I grieve every day. But I feel like because I was already, I don't know, like when women break up, we mentally already over the relationship. We just haven't left. So it wasn't really a grieving point once the relationship ended because I was already emotionally unattached to him.
So did
in
you
that
feel
way.
like it was maybe like a breath of fresh air? Did you feel relieved
Yeah,
when you left?
because the next situation was the total opposite.
I was gonna
He
say
was-
that too. I really feel like with women, a lot of the times, they next relationship after a bad one or after one that hurt them is like with somebody that's like completely the opposite.
Oh my
Like the
God,
last
thank
dude.
God for him. But sadly to say, my best relationships was two situationships. And both of them actually came after death of two major people in my life. And
And the situationships, like, they were there for you?
absolutely.
needed them to
yeah,
be?
yeah.
That's
Well, one of them was after my dad. So even us like talking and me like confiding in him, because I didn't talk about my dad's death because my experience with my ex, it made me,
Shut down.
Yeah.
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 Especially if you talk to somebody about it and they didn't give you the support you
Yeah.
need. It's like, you don't want to go through that again.
Yeah, I immediately shut down. So, but that relationship, he was basically everything but a piece of paper to me. But unfortunately, it didn't work because,
What
people
type
have...
of new age phrase is that shit? I ain't never heard
What?
that before.
I was kind of confused. I didn't want to. I was
Like
gonna
a marriage,
ask,
like a marriage, like we...
Everything. Oh, okay.
But a piece of
What the
paper.
fuck?
So, it just didn't work. I know now because that lasted for on and off for 10 years. But,
oh shit.
yeah, it was...
Is you 50?
Shut up, Jason. I feel like, well, I don't feel, I know now, God put people in your life for a season, and he was there and he served his purpose, and, we just wasn't supposed to be together. And I'm fine with that, but I needed him at the time.
Yeah, that's good.
And
That's
he
cool.
was everything that I needed and wanted, and we just not meant to be together, so.
Well, that was great. And I appreciate that.
I feel some BS coming. Come on, Jason.
I'm glad this man helped you out. But I'm not sure if you remember or not, but what's the name of this show?
Text with, what is it called again? Text with my ex?
The name of this
what it's
show
called.
is Text with My Ex.
Oh, hell no.
So we gonna ask you, Tiara Brand.
Jason's asking you this because I don't agree with this. I think it's very toxic and it should not be done. But
But
come
she's
on,
partaking
Jason.
in the show.
Well, we would love to ask you,
To text the ex
do
I
you
talked
mind
about?
if we send him?
I don't
a
even have
text?
his number, I don't think.
Well, you don't know.
You got an IG, Facebook.
Oh, that is so fucking weird.
Well, you're a little weird.
Listen, we gonna let you see the text before we hit send.
I might have his number. I need my phone.
Okay, boom.
Can we get her phone?
So we gonna.
So y'all want to text the ex I just talked about?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, ladies. Here's what we got. The play-in tournament started tonight, and it just made me think about how you play with my heart. Now, I'm not LeBron and you ain't AD, but I feel like our love should have crossed any lake there is. You don't have to respond. You're MVP, Tiara.
He not gonna think I wrote. You gotta say T, baby.
Oh, she want to get personal.
Okay.
T-baby.
I mean, if you trying to make it believable.
You ain't gotta be believable. He just need to know that he played you.
He already know that.
It's cool to see him.
He's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Text with my ex has successfully sent the text.
Oh my god, this is terrible.
She about to be checking that phone every 2 seconds.
Definitely not. It's on.
All right, I want to thank our guest this evening, the Tiara brand.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Text with My Ex.
Make sure y'all find Tiara and get them hoe bags.
Make sure you
Summertime
find-
is coming.
Summertime is coming.
Tiara brand _.
Tiara brand _. Also, make sure, ladies, you go home that night. All right, last thing I'm going to ask y'all to do, I should have asked y'all a long time ago, but make sure you like and subscribe our page. Text with My Ex. Also, check out The Balance Pod. It's another podcast on our network. It's J Roc.
Like I need therapy.
This is therapy.
Therapy. You released some emotions. You healed.
I mean,
You over that.
I've been here. That was
Yeah.
13 years ago.
All right, y'all. Signing off. We got Draya,
The Black Dr. Phil.
Ooh.
Nita,
Never the problem.
I
J
like
Roc,
her.
the devil on your shoulder, and we
Most
out.
people don't. It's okay.